The immense influence that right-wing conspiracy theorist Laura Loomer holds over the United States intelligence community is on full display again this week. The top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, was set to visit a major U.S. spy agency tomorrow as part of his routine oversight duties. But after a series of posts from Loomer criticizing the long-scheduled visit, it was canceled abruptly. In a statement, Senator Warner revealed that the meeting was unpublicized and classified. So these are now new open questions as to how Laura Loomer, who holds no official post in the Trump administration and no known security clearances, even knows about it. Speaking to a group of reporters, the senator warned this, quote, "This is the kind of thing that happens in authoritarian regimes. You purge your independent intelligence community and make them loyal not to a constitution, but something else." Senator Mark Warner joins us now. Senator, is there any update? Have you been invited back to carry out your oversight duties?
Well, we heard from DOD at some point today that, oh, we can reschedule the meeting, but, and one of the things I've done in these meetings, and I do them with all the intelligence installations, not just in the D.C. area, but whenever I travel, I visit. Whenever I'm traveling abroad, I visit with CIA stations. But they're saying, but if you actually want to talk beyond to this, the leadership, and do the town hall, and this one was in Springfield, Virginia, so these are my constituents as well, you've got to do it with a Republican as well. Now, I've done this with Marco Rubio, I've done it with Richard Burr, but I've never had this precondition. And I raised it in the Intelligence Committee with my Republican colleagues that, do you really want, if you go see a facility in Arkansas or Oklahoma or wherever, do you really have to bring along a Democrat? If you want to talk to the workforce, it's absurd. This is, you know, at the end of the day, where you started this Laura Loomer is so far outside the mainstream that no one in the Trump administration even wanted to hire her. How she is 8 months in now, what appears to be calling the shots, and she tweets, and Pete Hegseth or Tulsi Gabbard jumps, is, if it doesn't scare the hell out of you, I don't know what would. And again, it's not just against Democrats. I mean, remember, she was the person who claimed to throw out Republican Congressman Mike Waltz as the first national security advisor. She threw out uniformed General Tim Hawk, who was the head of the NSA. She recently claims that she helped influence Gabbard on taking out 37 career professionals, some congressional staff, getting rid of their security clearances. If now she is going to be the vetter of whether we do oversight, you got to pass a Laura Loomer test to do your job. This is beyond belief.
This is where we are. It would appear based on this incident. Do you know how she learned of the existence of your appointment, and is it true that that was classified?
We did not publicize this meeting at all. The contents of the meeting were all going to be classified. I don't know for sure whether NGA put it on any schedule, but it was not supposed to get to anybody in the media or anyone else. But, you know, I did see, my staff told me that she claimed, Ms. Loomer claimed that she got this from someone from the intelligence community. So it again begs the question, what you did in the setup. If she didn't have any clearances, and this is the crowd that says, you know, they're going to pursue any leak, they're going to go after Jim Comey and John Brennan and former officials and what have you. But the hypocrisy here is gagging that, you know, the Tulsi Gabbard, Pete Hegseth crowd, they want to go after folks when they have views different than them or the president, but they don't bother about their own personal security or confidentiality. We saw that with Signalgate. We've seen that with continued abuses of security processes, and how this individual of all people, I challenge anyone to go. I won't cite all the things she said or done, or just look at what my friend Tom Tillis, the Republican senator from North Carolina, said about her. You know, it's volumes. If this person is calling the shots at DOD and the intelligence community, we got more problems than even I thought we had.
What is your sense of what is going on inside the intelligence agencies, and is it one of your theories of the case that she doesn't really want you to know the answer to that question?
I think she doesn't want any pushback. I don't think she wants a independent intelligence community that speaks truth to power. And the thing that's just mind-blowing to me on this is, I obviously don't agree with the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, in a whole series of things. But the one thing I think, she served in the military. I think she was completely suspicious and turned away by what happened with the Iraq War. We got into the Iraq War in the first place because people tried to cook the books on intelligence. And if she's allowing a Laura Loomer, or on her own volition, trying to cook the books again to make sure that nobody says anything out of the intelligence community that ever contradicts with the president's position, then we could find ourselves in harm's way, and Americans could be in harm's way. Getting rid of the independence of the intelligence community makes every American less safe. And I fear that's really what's happening. And because inside the community, there is fear that is running rampant. You're seeing professionals pushed out. The news picks up about a third of the ones that are actually pushed out. We've seen identities of CIA agents that have been classified for decades exposed. We've seen recent reports of some of the top people who are involved in the intelligence community briefing President Trump before he met with Putin, kicked out after the so-called summit. Folks, this is what happens when you don't have an independent intelligence community and people are loyal to an individual, not to rule of law or the Constitution.
A key step in every authoritarian march that's ever happened in human history. Thank you for speaking out about all this, and thank you for doing it here with us. Senator Mark Warner, thank you for your time.